Welcome to Ask Rabbit Entitled Parents, where an entitled Karen won't move from a handicap seat and let someone in a wheelchair on a bus. I've got some awesome stories for you today, so let's jump into it. This first post is titled, Entitled Mom Tells Me She Lives in My House After Refusing to Leave My Property. So I live on a river and it's a very popular place during the summer. I have some riverfront property and my house looks onto the river across the street. I have always had problem with people littering and destroying my riverfront property, so I try to make it look secluded. But this made it worse. Usually I would just have to tell people that they're on private property and point at the several signs and they would leave. But some people are different. Well, today we had a different person. Around 12:45, I saw entitled mom and little brat waltz right onto my property, past the two no trespassing signs. At first, I thought they didn't see the signs, and so I went down to tell them how it's private property. I said, "Hey ma'am, could you please find somewhere else to swim?"
What? No, we got here first.
That's not my problem.
Well, then leave us alone.
But this is private property. She says,
Yeah, I know.
and points at the sign. So, could you leave?
No.
But even you said it's private property. At this point, I was getting really frustrated because she even admits that it was private property. But what she said next made me pissed.
Yeah, I own this property. Can't you see my house?
She pointed at my house. Lady, that's my house. Now leave before I call the police. I take a step closer, hoping she'll back off. I couldn't be more wrong.
Get away from my son, you pedophile!
I had no words for this, and I called the police. The police show up and start talking to us. The police officer says, "So what's the problem, sir?" She says,
This man is trespassing and trying to molest my son.
the police officer looks at me with that, "Sorry man, look," and I reciprocate. "Look, lady, I have my keys on me, so if you want to try and say that that's your house, we can test it out now."
That's stupid. I don't need to prove anything.
"Well, I'll go show the police I live there." Me, police officer, and entitled mom with little brat walk up to my house, and I open the door with my key and unlock my car in the driveway. Entitled mom tells the police officer I stole her keys and he tells her to leave. Edit. I've been getting a lot of questions about Chill Dad. I forgot to mention his part, but here it is. Entitled mom called Chill Dad, trying to get him to confirm to the police officer that they lived in my house. He told her to let it go and leave. He then picked them up. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that first story. Before we get into the next couple of stories, if you guys could please do me a huge favor and smash that like button down below. Make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss any future content. Alright, this next post is titled, Entitled Mom Demands I Use a Non-Accessible Seat on the Bus. Some quick background. I had a tumor on my spine a few years ago. Luckily it was removed and I'm pretty healthy overall now, but not so luckily as I can't walk anymore. Into meeting the entitled mom. Last week, I had a doctor's appointment as a follow-up to some issues I've been having. Normally, my parents would take me to the doctor, but they were pretty busy, so I figured I'd take the bus. Luckily, my city overall has a very accessible bus system. They also have specific buses meant to assist people with disabilities, but my route from the house to the doctor's office aligned pretty much perfectly with one of the normal bus routes, so I'd figured I'd just use it. All the normal buses are equipped with wheelchair ramps and a place to secure it. When there isn't a wheelchair user on the bus, there are seats over the area that's used to secure a wheelchair. I can't be anywhere else as it's a safety hazard to have a large metal chair wheeling around haphazardly. So the driver lowers the ramp and I board the bus. Due to the virus, the bus was pretty empty. During this whole thing, I was wearing a mask and also got tested last week, so don't worry about my contact with the driver. There were a few people in the back and a woman with her child, who's probably about 6, seated at the front over the wheelchair securement area. Which is fine. The area has a notice saying people with disabilities have priority seating, but the general public can use it if no one else needs to. Normally, it would be as simple, "Hey, could you please move? I need to secure my wheelchair," but not this time. The conversation isn't exact because my memory isn't perfect, but here's my best recreation of the encounter. I stayed quiet for most of it. Luckily, the bus driver was absolutely amazing and stood up for me. The bus driver said to entitled mom and daughter, "Hey, could you move?"
No, my daughter and I are sitting here.
"You need to move to another seat so I can secure the passenger's wheelchair."
They can sit somewhere else.
"No, that's the only area with proper securement."
They can just take the next bus.
"No, they have a right to use the bus. You need to move.
No, my daughter and I are staying. You can't make me.
Yes, I can. You can either move seats now or you can leave. I say, if it's really a bother, I can take the next bus. I'm very non-confrontational. I would have been late to the doctor's appointment, but I don't like bothering people. The bus driver said to me, no, you can take this one.
See, the cripple even says she doesn't need it.
You can either move seats or wait here until the police arrive.
You can't make my daughter and I move. This is harassment.
At this point, the bus driver began to call someone. I'm unsure if it was the actual police or what, but the entitled mom ended up moving 2 seats over, thankfully, and I got secured in the seat. She spent the rest of the time glaring at me, but honestly, I don't mind. There are some complete buttholes like entitled mom, but there are even great people like the bus driver. When I was getting off, he apologized for entitled mom's actions, even though obviously they weren't his fault. In the end, I got to the doctor's appointment on time, so all was well. I just hope the woman's daughter learns not to be a butthole somehow. Alright, this next post is titled, Entitled Mom Wants a Burger at Chick-fil-A. The drive-thru employee said, Hi, welcome to Chick-fil-A. Can I take your order, please?
Yes, I would like 2 chicken sandwiches and 1 cheeseburger.
I'm sorry, but we don't sell any beef products here. We only do chicken.
But my son said he wants a burger.
I understand, but we do not have any beef products here.
Well, then get some. My son wants a cheeseburger.
Ma'am, I truly understand your child wants a burger, but we do not sell them here. If you want a burger, there's a Wendy's right down the street.
But he wants a burger from here.
We don't sell burgers, so is there anything else I can help you with?
Do you want to be the cause of my child crying?
No, but I can't do anything about it.
Yes, you can. Get the beef and make a burger.
Ma'am, you're holding up the line, so please either order something or you'll have to leave.
I want to talk to your manager.
Okay, I'll bring him right now. Hello, I'm the manager.
So my son wants a burger, but your dumb employee says she won't do it. Can you please make her cook a burger for my son?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but she's right. We don't sell any burgers. Also, you're really holding up the line, so order or get out.
I'm not leaving until I get my burger.
Sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Are you really kicking one of your customers out?
Leave now.
Fine, but I'm reporting you guys for starving my child.
Then I went and ordered and left. Alright, this next post is titled, No ma'am, you cannot demand we hire your son. A few years ago, I worked at a store that dealt in used electronics. It was mostly movies, games, and pop culture merch, but we also sold a variety of items like cameras and headphones. It was a very popular store, due partly to the low prices and the fact that we generally paid more than our competitors for used goods. But customers also liked the atmosphere. The staff was very close-knit, and management encouraged a casual approach to customer service. So not only was it a cool place to shop, it seemed like a cool place to work, which it was. This meant that during all times of the year, we were flooded with applications. We actually had a new apps box behind the counter that had to be emptied for filing once a week because it would fill up. As a retail establishment, we did have moderate turnover, but the store was small and only had 11 to 15 people employed there at any given time, so we only occasionally picked up new hires. This didn't stop people applying, especially recent graduates who were hoping that the cool video game store could be their first job. I was working the front counter at the time Entitled Mom walked in the door. This happened a while ago, so this conversation is of course paraphrased. She approached me and I smiled and greeted her. Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, can I speak to your manager?
Oh, of course, but he's currently in the office on a call. Is there something I can help you with before he's available?
My son turned in an application a month ago and he hasn't heard anything back.
I say apologetically, Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. We get a lot of applications to the point that our employment manager can't call people back if they aren't accepted for an interview. This should be mentioned on the application, but I'm sorry if your son wasn't told that. However, we keep applications on file for 6 months, so if a position opens up, we could still possibly consider him for employment. She huffed and rolled her eyes, giving me a sarcastic laugh.
That's ridiculous. Are you guys prejudiced against hiring boys or something?
I blinked at her. I was one of 2 girls employed at this location, compared to 11 guys. Of the 4 people visible behind the counter, I was the only girl. Ma'am, I'm one of the only girls that works here. Entitled Mom seemed to notice this and began to splutter a little because she was getting flustered. She continued laughing sarcastically through her sentences.
So what, are you prejudiced against hiring hard workers?
I honestly didn't know what to say. I was trying not to laugh because it was such a weird response. No, we just have a lot of applicants and the chances of getting picked are low. It's not personal. But if you still like to talk to the manager about it, I can go see if he's finished on the phone. She said, huffing and still laughing.
No, never mind. This is just ridiculous. I'm taking my business to your competitor.
She stomped away. After she left, my coworkers and I just looked at each other and started laughing. We chatted about it for a little while, and when the manager came back from the office, we told him about the encounter. He basically said what I said, that it was one application in a sea of many, and it wasn't personal. Honestly, if you come into a store and demand the manager to hire your son, it's probably only going to hurt their chances. Nobody wants to deal with someone's crazy parent hovering around the business all the time. Alright, that's going to wrap up today's Entitled Parents video. I hope you guys enjoyed those stories. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button. Make sure to leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite story was, and hit subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss any future content. I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.